Welcome to Gargoyle Girls.
Welcome to Gargoyle Girls.
We're here, guys. We're day late, but we're here.
We're here. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties and then some other stuff happened, but we're here. We're ready.
Yes, we are. We're delivering. We are coming through finally.
We got it.
Yep.
It's one day late.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You know what? In our world, there is no late. There is no deadline.
There is no deadline.
It's just, it is, and it goes.
It goes.
And we make it happen.
We make it happen.
Yeah, so what are we talking about today?
Okay, so we finally got some questions.
Finally! We're so happy about it, too.
Yeah.
They're actually really good questions. Thanks, y'all. I love them.
Yeah, we got 3 questions, one of which we're going to save for next week because we want more preparation.
Yeah, I'm literally going to rewatch some media, because the question was so good that I really want to make sure that we can have a discussion about it, honestly. Yeah, a long-ass discussion where we can just really delve into it because it was perfect. So one question, whoever asked it, thank you, is going to be next week's, basically, whole show, probably.
Probably a good amount of it.
At least a good amount, yes.
Probably half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, and then we got the 2 other questions, both about astrology.
Yeah.
But we'll get to those after our other 2 subjects, which this week is just music.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, before we talk about music, we were going to talk about why we came up with this name.
Why? Yes. Why are we Gargoyle Girls? Well, it was a really spur of the moment thing. And we didn't explain it at our unveiling podcast where we just started. And I feel everyone's probably why you call Gargoyle Girls, right?
Yeah.
So basically we're trying to come up with a name and we couldn't come up with anything. And I was like, God, we're literally just... we're stone cold, we're silent, we're still, we're statues, we're gargoyles, basically.
Yeah.
So that's us. There's really no deep meaning. There's no reason for this. It's just basically because we're goth and we're statues.
I think it matches our aesthetic.
It does. Oh yeah, aesthetically.
And our mood, and just the way we talk, and the way we are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're goth. That's
Literally.
just what we are.
Already got all these Halloween decorations behind us.
We already have the Halloween. It's not even September yet, and we're already getting it.
Yeah, I've got the crystal ball prepared for the astrology answers.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it during the question and answering moment. Anyway, so yes, we are Gargoyle Girls, and I hope you appreciate this, whoever else is edgy and dark out there.
Yeah. So that's that. The next subject, we recorded the first 10 minutes of this last time, and then we ran into some issues. I talked about this more the first time I talked about it, but I think this time I'm going to keep it a little shorter. But basically, as far as new music goes, because last week we talked about new music and old music, which we're going to do the same thing this week.
Yes.
New music, the Blood Orange album, new album, it's really good. Go listen to it. It's really cool. It's his best album by far. I'm not going to say the name because it has a racially charged word in the title, and I'm a white girl, so I'm not doing that. But it's very good. It fixes any issues I had with any of his previous music before, and I've been following him for a long time.
Me too.
Alli's been listening to Dev.
I'm the OG since 2006 when I was literally
Test Icicles.
Since Test Icicles. Yeah, it's Circle Square Triangle, and I would listen to that on my old iPod in 8th grade, and it was fucking good.
So, yeah, she's been listening to that for a long time.
And then I kind of fell off the bandwagon.
I first listened to him when he was Lightspeed Champion.
Lightspeed Champion.
Which I think is a really underrated band.
A lot of straight Capricorns hate Lightspeed Champion.
A lot of people don't like it. I like it. Mm-hmm. But anyways, that album's really good. It's a little spacey, but it kind of rides the line between being spacey and having a lot of energy. It's really beautiful. It's amazingly recorded, blah, blah, blah. So go listen to it. Please.
Yes, this is a great album of the week to choose, honestly. I have only heard snippets of it myself in the car, and I almost was positive it was Blood Orange just based on the mixing alone, which is flawless, and also the fact that you don't even know what era the music is from upon listening.
That's one thing I talked about the last take.
I wanted to mention that again.
Is that it's very timeless.
It is, absolutely. So if you're into music that's from different decades, especially if you're like me and you like listening to old shit, this sounds old and new all at once.
Yeah. So that's done. Mm-hmm. Now this one I don't think we got to. Or maybe we just started talking about it in our first date.
What was it?
Azealia Banks.
No, yeah, we didn't.
Yeah. So last week we talked about Azealia Banks. This week we were thinking about maybe talking about some of the drama again.
And everyone's over it now.
Yeah, I think everyone's over it. Mm-hmm. She issued an apology and everything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she issued an apology to Elon Musk. Elon Musky.
Boo-hoo, I'm Elon.
And apparently the rumors are that Eon and Grimes broke up. So she possibly broke them up, which would be hilarious.
But did she get pregnant? Who knows?
Who knows? Oh god, that's a whole other thing.
Yes.
But I wanted to talk about, because throughout all of anything involving Azealia, the endless shenanigans she gets into, the endless like situations she ends up in, very rarely do people actually talk about her music, which in my opinion is actually really good. Mm-hmm. I think honestly she is one of the most talented and advanced rappers ever.
Absolutely.
I think it's very, very easy to completely just forget about that because she has such an abrasive personality.
Gemini.
And she has said a lot of like really stupid shithead things.
Yes. We will not.
We're not gonna deny that.
Yeah, we're not gonna forget about that.
We're not gonna forget about the idiot things that she said.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't change the fact that she is a very, very, very amazing artist.
She's absolutely talented. She's beyond everyone.
She's beyond everyone.
Yeah.
And when I'm not like a huge ultra like rap hip hop fan, but I do listen to like a good amount. Mm-hmm. Like more than I'd say like the average person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will say, out of almost everybody I listen to or have heard of, she has some of the most densest everything.
Yeah, like the amount of lines.
The lyrics.
Yeah.
There's sometimes like you'll be listening to an artist and the verse would just go off so hard, but then it just ends, and the song feels so short.
Yeah, it's true.
Or the chorus is abysmal and it's boring, and they just keep playing it over and over and over. Azealia does not have that problem. She does not lean on any crutch. She just goes off every fucking song. And so, Broke with Expensive Taste is honestly one of my favorite albums.
God.
And I think is extremely underrated. And if you haven't listened to it, you should listen to it. Just forget about all the stupid shit she said. You don't even have to give her money. Just go listen to it. I think another issue with it that maybe why I didn't get amazing press is the cover for some reason is really weird and boring.
I don't even remember the cover.
It's just like half of her like cropped off in front of like this weird like abstract like musical notation background, but the color palette's like stupid and it's just not well designed. It doesn't have any impact. It definitely does not relay any of her personality, which her personality is always shining.
Is that the album where she spent like $5 on the music video?
No, okay, that's 212.
Yeah,
and that song is on the album.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So I wonder if she kind of spent $5 on the album too.
No, this is after that.
Okay.
Because this is after she had released.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, maybe she used all of her money just getting it made.
Yeah, like 212 in itself was like the gateway drug for me, just like listening to amazing music.
And everybody agrees that 212 goes off, but I actually think that once you start listening to the rest of the songs of that album, you'll actually see that those songs are even better.
Yeah,
like you see her in an even more advanced technical stage. And I think the only criticism I could possibly come up with it, one, there's that like stupid Nude Beach a Go-Go song.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny the first time you hear it, but every time after that, you just skip it.
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, because it's just like
Why did this happen?
It's a random, like, weird, jingly, like, vintage bit. It comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And second, I think she only has, like, a couple of songs that, like, go into, like, really heavy topics, like Soda and stuff. Which she talks about, like, actually, like, talks about, like, her depression and stuff. I think the rest of the music doesn't. But it doesn't matter because she's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And she's so fucking witty, and she's so fucking smart and creative.
Yeah.
And just excellent.
So you don't even need her to go too deep right now because she's showing you everything else.
Yeah. You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah. She's letting her artist show, really.
Yeah. So go listen to that.
It's great.
If you haven't. And you should.
Broke with Expensive Taste.
Okay.
Go check it out.
Yeah. So that's the end of that.
Yeah.
So now we've
pause.
caught up.
Can I turn this heart light on for the astrology? Turn it on.
I got you.
All right, we have like this heart light and now we're neon and heart light.
Yeah, now we have.
And then, okay, I'm getting the crystal ball. All right, we're ready for my connection with astrology now. I have a crystal ball in hand.
Watch out, it's going to be loud.
I know.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
So, the first question that we have this week about astrology is, Elli, talk about your connection with astrology.
This is like the sweetest, like most pure question to ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a child at a candy shop, first of all, but like that's when I first discovered my love for astrology was literally as a child.
Yeah.
Like Okay, so first of all, I found out I was originally supposed to be a Libra. I was born like way late.
Yeah.
So, I guess from the get-go, I was always told, oh, you're a Halloween baby, blah, blah, blah. That means you're weird, stuff like that. I literally was told once on like this fucking camping trip that we were staying next to these super, super like evangelicals or something.
Yeah.
And the girl goes, well, my birthday's coming up, y'all. When's yours birthdays? She said like y'all in some form like 3 times. I was like, well, mine's Halloween. She's like, gasp. And she's like, and literally made an X.
An X.
An X.
She made an X with her fingers.
With her fingers. And she goes, you were born on the devil's day. The devil's. Like, she literally starts, like, getting lower, and then she's backing up.
Yeah.
And then she didn't hang out with me after that. And she, like, every time I left the tent, she would kind of, like, eye me from like, her trailer.
Yeah.
And, like, stay away. So that's, like, that made me think there has to be something about my birthday that freaks everyone out.
Yeah.
So I was, like, in the bookstore because I was, like, a loser that didn't have any friends. I was always, like, in the bookstore. And I opened up this book, The Secret Language of Birthdays. Like, and I was only probably, like, 11. I was like, oh, the secret language. And I didn't realize until later on that this is astrology.
Yeah.
And I memorized that shit because every line in the day of my birthday, the Scorpio section, the sun in Scorpio, was like spot on.
Yeah.
Like, you will feel misunderstood. You will be attracted to the darker sides of life. You will often be into like investigation or like, you know, digging into things. And other people will often be intimidated by blah, 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 the shit that everyone knows about Scorpios. Yeah. So I thought, this is surface level. I want to learn more. And so I was literally memorizing every single sign of every birthday of everyone I knew. I knew my mom's. I knew every family member. I started, like, if I had crushes in school, memorizing their birthdays. So it wasn't just, like, a sudden thing where, oh, I saw everyone into astrology on Twitter, so I just started being into houses and shit. Yeah. It was like, I want to know why everyone hated me for my birthday. So I'm going to fucking study this. And so I did. And so if I saw someone, I said, you're an Aquarius, is that why you're so weird and you're up and down all the time? And the person would be like, yeah, how'd you know? Like, shit like that. So I started really young, and then I didn't even learn, like, houses and stuff and, like, moon signs until probably I was, like, 22. So, yeah, in that regard, I was late to the game, but it didn't even matter because my connection was so strong at that point. I could literally predict people's signs in every other regard, that learning about rising signs and moon signs later on was just kind of like adding to the whole bundle. Yeah. And then Cherry on Tumblr is just amazing, and she just makes you literally love it even more. And she's a Gemini, so you'd learn a lot about the Gemini sign from her. So basically my connection is, it was there for me in my childhood, in my teen years when no one else was. Yeah. And it was my best friend, and now it is just like my parent. It parented me. It's
funny because like we're almost the opposite, because I was always told that I was an Aries, and then I looked it up and I was like, okay, this doesn't like match me at all. It doesn't like match me at all.
That sound was my crystal ball. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I was just worried.
I'm having fun.
Like really loud.
No, I'm adding sound effects.
Oh yeah.
I'm making it more interesting.
Yeah, you're getting like the movie people call like Foley, like adding sounds and everything. Yeah.
But I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. And like people would always say like, oh, you're an Aries. Like, wow, you're born on March 30th. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. And I go look it up, and I'm like, none of this shit matches me.
That's why when I first asked you your sign, I thought you were a Pisces. Yeah. And that's your Venus.
None of this shit matches me. Yeah. And like, for the longest time, I didn't like astrology because I felt like it was so wrong about me. Because Aries, you know, like impulsive, like hot-headed.
That's how Leos feel
too. Strong opinions. Yeah. Like, usually like extroverted-ish. And like all these other things, like being a leader. Yeah. But it wasn't until I was older that like those qualities started coming out.
Isn't that funny?
I was like such a meek child. Mm-hmm. Like, and I didn't have any impulsiveness to me at all. I was like deathly afraid and anxious of everything all the time. Mm-hmm. And I was never a leader.
I would have protected you.
Oh yeah.
As a fiercely protective person.
So now it makes much more sense to me as an adult. I think now because I have like so much more freedom in my life.
That's absolutely true.
So like it just comes out. And then now it's like too much. I'm too Aries because I don't know my birth time.
Yeah.
But it's possible that I am an Aries sun, Aries moon.
Yes.
I think that's the most likely.
It's also possible you're Aries rising too, right?
I don't know. I really don't know the rising.
We've always predicted Cancer rising because I'm a Cancer rising.
Yeah, I think Cancer rising is like the one that I got the most. Like when
you were doing the different times, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know for sure. But Aries moon is the most likely moon. Mm-hmm. And so now I understand. I see why the people were saying that.
Well, you know, Cherry does say, and I didn't even know this till just the last year and a half, that you are your moon sign until you're an adult, basically.
Yeah.
So you were showing whatever your moon sign is, those qualities of that.
Aries.
Well, I mean, I haven't really delved into the qualities of
Yeah.
Aries moon, but I'm guessing it's even more extreme than Aries sun. So I don't know if you could be Aries moon, but you could be.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you are showing more of your sun sign as you get older, which is totally like how astrology is. You're basically going to be at your peak sun quality at like 40 or 35 or something.
Yeah, like when you're like into adulthood and you're like settled.
Then apparently as you're like getting old, like aging, you get to be your rising sign or something.
Yeah.
You get to, something about that is weird.
Which I understand, because the way I've always interpreted is that like your sun sign is like your overall disposition.
Yeah.
And the overall like course your life will take throughout its like entire duration. So it makes sense that your sun aspect is the strongest when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Because that's when you have the most effect over your life.
That's very true. You're not being controlled
being
constantly,
controlled,
unless
you're usually not being like limited by old age or anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Though if you're like us, we're late bloomers, and we still are working on
bloomers.
being actual free adults who are doing what they want the time.
I think we're good at being adults. I just think we don't have the freedom to do the things we want.
Yeah.
But we're still good at being adults.
We'll get there. We'll be peak soon.
Then
it's over for you hoes.
Yeah, as they say.
Okay, question 2.
Okay, question 2. Is there hope for the Virgos?
Well, no, I'm just kidding. Well, like,
I mean, kind of in a way.
Let's just say there's like good Virgos and bad Virgos, like with any sign. So for the bad Virgos, there's no hope ever.
True.
Never hope, because they're bad and they're always going to be feeling sorry for themselves.
I have a lot of opinions on Virgos.
You just learned your bio dad's not a Virgo, so I get first dibs on this question. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. That was horrible of me to say.
No, it's not okay about that.
Like, I feel like I have like super experience with bad low-level Virgos, because my bio dad, who basically abandoned me, and when he wasn't abandoning me, he was being horrible. He hasn't changed, and he's still, even though I think a lot of Virgos, when they have their mind in one way, they just don't change. But that's low level. Every other Virgo I've seen literally has so many good traits, and their good traits are always outweigh any negative, and any negative traits kind of diminish as they get to know you, and if you're good to them. But I think they're kind of like chaotic evil sometimes too.
Yeah.
Where they're like fun but also bad.
I would say for me, Virgos are like the peak chaotic neutral sign.
Really?
Really.
Actually, I could see it. I could see that.
Because I feel like all the Virgos I've known have such conflicting views about so many things.
They have the black and white thinking.
They don't always do the right thing, but they don't always do the wrong thing.
That's true. So
Whereas
you're right. Chaotic neutral.
A lot of signs take relish in doing the wrong thing.
Water signs?
No, I said a lot of signs.
Okay, a lot of signs.
Yeah,
yes.
like fucking Libra.
Oh God,
or sometimes even Capricorn.
Oh God, yeah.
So to me, like the word I've always thought of when I think of Virgos is like calamity. I think of that word. I think it fits Virgo so well because it encapsulates almost everything about their like most base traits. Because calamity is not necessarily that the Virgos are always causing the problem. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're the source of the problems. Sometimes problems just happen to them constantly. Not sometimes, all the time.
All the time. They have horrible luck.
They have horrible luck.
Yeah.
They have horrible. Every Virgo I've known has endured like the most deplorable
and they
shit.
all know it too. They always say, I have the bad luck factor.
Yeah,
it's the bad. And I feel bad for them. I want to save them from that really badly.
But it can also, I feel like Virgos can get very set in their ways.
Yeah.
And they're similar in Pisces that they kind of enter into their own little world.
They do. They can isolate.
It's really hard to argue with their own weird logic. Mm-hmm. Because they have their own like calculus going on in their head about everything all the time, and it makes no sense to fucking anybody.
No.
Because my mom is a Virgo, and I have a very, very conflicted relationship with her.
Her mother is a Virgo, okay.
Yeah. And I thought my biological father was a Virgo, but he's a Leo, but that doesn't matter because we don't talk to him.
No. Doesn't matter.
But my mother has always been a very, like,
strong.
Contradictory person. And strong, but sometimes weak in very weird ways. Like, she said she's one of the strongest and most resilient people I know, but she's always been, like, for most of my life, stuck in terrible abusive relationships, and she can't find her way out of. She can easily find her way out of, like, almost any other problem she's ever encountered.
Yeah. She's
been in, like, some of the most, like, dangerous and, like, hostile situations anyone can be in, and she finds her way out, but she has, like, certain blind spots. Mm-hmm. And part of that is because she's been subjected to such horrible things that she's trying to find the good in everything. She's trying to find the good in everybody.
That's the key.
Sometimes that isn't there.
That's the key with Is There Hope for Virgos?
Yeah.
That wanting to see the good in everything, that if a Virgo can continue doing that, I think there's going to always be hope.
There will always be hope.
Yeah, and here's another thing about Virgos. They're loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
They'll be loyal when someone is cheating on them and being horrible to them. They're still loyal and not doing anything bad. And that obviously hurts them and makes them feel like, oh my God, you know, how am I ever going to enter another relationship if I don't even want to see anyone again?
Yeah.
You know, they reach a point where they like don't trust anyone. That's how Virgos are so similar to Scorpios. I think
and
Cherry talks about that a lot.
They will flip loyalty, or they'll like accuse somebody of not being loyal.
Yeah, like they do that. Yeah.
Sometimes in very specific circumstances. Like my mom has always accused me of like not being loyal to her when we're arguing and stuff.
Yeah, even though you're fucking loyal.
Which is hard for me because I do a lot of things for her.
Yeah,
it's because in her like weird way, because she's forced me to do a lot of things I didn't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I was like going like around the age of like getting to be an adult, and she put me in a lot of bad situations that like in some ways have kind of ruined my life.
Mm-hmm.
In other ways I'm grateful for, but not because of what she did, just because of how it turned out eventually. Nothing to do with her actions. Like if I hadn't dropped out, I would have never met Elli.
Nope. We both dropped out the same year.
We both dropped out the same year. And so like my mom put me in a terrible situation of being forced to go to school I didn't want to go to, and being in a city I didn't want to be in, and not having anybody or anything, and it was so horrible to me that I had to drop out and move away. So she put me in a situation that made me like force myself to become responsible and like get a job and like take care of myself and like eventually find my way to Elli. But ever since then, she's always accused me, because I didn't conform to her weird worldview where she wanted me to go to the school and do all these things, that I've been disloyal.
Yeah, she will never ever let it go.
Yeah,
in
she'll
her
never.
mind.
We still argue about it.
Yeah, I've heard the arguments.
Yeah, so I think if you want to be a Virgo and you want to have hope,
you can't control if you're a Virgo.
If you want to be a Virgo that has hope, for you, you need to not be loyal to people who aren't loyal to you.
Yes.
And not flip around your understanding of loyalty based on your own weird logic and wants.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, of course.
Also, in your mind, whatever weirdisms you have in your mind that this is this way, change them. Yeah. Fucking change them. If you're like, oh, this person, I hate them, and you don't have any reason to hate them, change that. If you think things have to be a certain way, that you have to go to school or sit in school or do a certain thing, change your ideals in your head that you built up for no fucking reason. Just change it all.
And you can do it because Virgos are very adaptable.
Yeah.
And very resourceful. My mom has found her way out of so many terrible, despicable situations, but she hasn't used that adaptability much. She's getting there to actually change the way she's thinking.
Yeah.
To adapt to like a new family and like a new life that she needs in order to not be stuck in these horrible cycles anymore.
From an outside perspective, I'd say that she's probably one of the biggest hopes for me in getting old. I didn't think I'd make it to even 25. But to be in the 27 club, probably no. But I mean, the fact that she's still kicking when she's been through so much just shows me that Virgos will keep kicking. That's hope in itself. Like Virgos do not give up. They're literally just like Scorpio in that sense. That's why we have similar symbols.
And you're Virgo moon.
And I'm a Virgo moon, so I have a huge soft spot for Virgo signs. I love Virgos. Yeah. And for whatever reason, they like me, even though Virgos are way cooler than me and usually way smarter than me. But I love Virgos, and I will protect you at all costs. So if you feel that there's no hope, you can always talk to me anyway. Yeah. But there's hope.
Yeah, another thing is, like, especially with Virgo moons, like, in relation to Virgo suns, one of the biggest commonalities they have is their search for perfection.
We do share that, but that's my Virgo moon. Yeah. Oh, you said that's.
I'm saying like moon and sun both share that.
We absolutely do, and the moon is much worse. Like I think Virgos will typically like kind of give up on the perfection if they move on.
It's the same thing in their weird twisted logic. They expect perfection
from
in
others.
certain things.
Yeah, from others.
From other people, not from themselves.
Yeah. But also, if they're not perfect in their own stupid ideal brain, then they'll feel like they just give up and everything, so they don't even try anymore. Yeah. And they'll isolate. Like, I will say from what I did when I was around my Virgo bio dad, that was one thing I sort of empathized with, that he would just, when he felt he couldn't do something, he'd give up and just isolate from everyone and just say, I can't do this, and just he just give up, and I could totally empathize with not wanting to be around people and just giving up and saying this is hopeless. That's something I do. But you have people who are like Aries who keep you going, and who also, I have to give Aries sons credit for literally forgiving Virgos for the things that they do. Like, you literally forgive your mom, even though...
I forgive my mom. I think a lot of people in my situation wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't,
I mean, it was hard for me for a while. I didn't. Like, after I dropped out, I didn't talk to her for a year. And then when I began to talk to her, that's when I eventually moved. Like, you were talking me throughout all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also, can I say that her mom thought I was going to break her heart and called me a heartbreaker. I found this in an old letter you wrote me. Love letter. Yeah, you're like, oh, by the way, Mom doesn't think you're going to break my heart anymore. And I was like, so obviously Virgos can change their weird
especially
mind.
Because so many bad things happen to them, they're surrounded by calamity all the time. They don't have a good viewpoint of anything. They don't have good examples. Like, my mom told me that our relationship is the only good relationship she's ever seen in her entire life.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot.
And that's saying a lot, because she's not an introverted person. She is an extroverted person.
She's already made friends with her new neighbor.
She has always been around so many people her entire life, and still to all the people that she's met, all the people she's been around, she's never had an example of a good relationship.
That's so sad.
And that's sad. Like,
granted, we're pretty strong, but we're still just young. Like, the fact that we're the only one she's ever known, that sucks.
Yeah, we're like 20 years younger than her.
But she thought we weren't going to make it because we were long distance. But I can't blame her for that.
I understand. But now we're not.
No. And now she's literally down the road, really.
Now she's literally like
in the same city.
Away, in the same city.
How to turn tables. So yeah, I don't know. That's basically...
For me, I think the best advice I can give to Virgos, alongside tempering your perfectionism, learning to adapt to yourself, like adapt your emotions and your responses to things. Yeah. Learning to understand loyalty better is also to tap into your other signs.
That's true.
Like, when you feel the Virgo coming on, you got to think like, okay, but I'm also X sun. Like, if you're a Virgo moon, you have a different sun, or you have a different moon, you have a different rising.
That's great advice.
Cultivate those positive aspects of your other signs.
You have to focus on those. Because
you have to lift yourself out of the
you need to find some positive way to think, oh my God, no, I'm a, I'm a, Cancer rising. I don't know, some rising that'll make you be more grounded. Like, if you focus on redirect yourself, you won't be so self-destructive. And like, whenever I think of Virgo, I think of like Daffy Duck going in this. There's like this episode where Daffy Duck is like wearing these huge shoes and like stomping around a city and like causing mayhem, and that's how I see Virgos. They're just like stomping around, causing mayhem. They're literally Looney Tunes, but they're the best, and you love them. Yeah. But they're really causing mayhem. So you just have to focus on what you can do to not cause mayhem or self-destruction in your own mind, and then when you figure that out, really keep going with it. Yeah. And then help others with your logic and with your brilliance.
Absolutely.
That's my advice. So
that's our advice.
Those are the only. Those are the questions we're going to do this week. But the other question was about
a preview of the next week's question. Yeah. It was about 5 misunderstood female characters.
Yes. Think, for example, Carrie. Yeah. That's an example. So. Yeah. That is like a brilliant question, but we want to hold off because I want to rewatch. I can't even talk. I want to rewatch a movie to kind of really talk about that movie specifically. I'm not going to say because it's going to be a surprise. But the other one, we both definitely have a lot to say. Where there's just so much.
I think we're going to have like one that you know very well, maybe one that I know very well, and like 3 that we both know. Kind of something like that.
Literally, we have so much to say on this subject because we love these misunderstood.
Yeah, we love misunderstood characters.
Yeah, we love them because they, in a sense, represent us. Yeah. And all women. So, we will do this next time. I don't know if this wraps it up for today. Yeah.
We're done.
We are done.
We're done.
You don't have to hear us anymore for the day. You're done with the torture.
Short episode. Baby episode. In preparation for next week, where we'll probably have a much longer topic.
I'm so excited. I hope you all are excited. And we're Gargoyle Girls. Gargoyle Girls.
Send us more questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions.
Anywhere, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever. And that's it. Love y'all.
Mwah. Bye. Kisses.